Good morning to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and here's what's up in the tropics for Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. I want to open things up here with a quick clip. This is from yesterday down in Vieques, which is not far from Puerto Rico. This shows you what a tropical wave can do. This is that tropical wave, the northern piece of that energy that moved through the region, bringing some heavy rain and even, as you can see here, some squally and windy conditions. Just showing you that, yes, sometimes even tropical waves can be pretty impactful. All right, moving on along now, let's take a look at what we've got going on in the Atlantic Basin. We have just one area right now of interest, and that is the leftovers. And I do mean the leftovers. It is all but gone. And that would be Tropical Storm Colin sitting there over eastern North Carolina, some deeper thunderstorm activity offshore. We'll take a look at that in a moment on a closer satellite view. In the eastern Pacific, here's Bonnie, Tropical Storm Bonnie, doing the best that it has ever done so far in its lifespan. In the eastern Pacific, moving on away from Central America, it'll continue to bring some squally weather to portions of Guatemala and El Salvador. But eventually, as we can see on the track map here, it will move out into the open Pacific, becoming a fairly strong hurricane, it looks like. I still think it's remarkable that this thing started somewhere over interior Africa more than 10 days ago, probably longer than that. And it's now sitting in the eastern Pacific and will go on to travel another 1,000 miles plus and become a hurricane at some point and eventually die out over the cooler waters of the East Pac. All right, so there's Bonnie. Speaking of Bonnie, in the satellite animation this morning, some pretty deep thunderstorm activity with that. Elsewhere, the remnants of Colin sitting up here over eastern North Carolina, but the thunderstorm activity is out over the Gulf Stream area. The low-level center, whatever is left of Colin, is in eastern North Carolina. And then that tropical wave, some energy of it kind of splitting apart, a lot of wind shear down in the Caribbean. That's tangled up in and around the greater Antilles. Zooming in here, there's that energy, what's left of it. And again, most of the deep thunderstorm activity out over the Gulf Stream, the warmer waters of the Atlantic there. A front coming in, you can see that very clearly there. Cold front coming in, that'll fire off some showers and thunderstorms down in southeast to eastern North Carolina later today. All right, the vorticity signature here. Not much going on out in the Atlantic right now. There's the energy with Colin. There's that tropical wave energy down there on the western side of Hispaniola and in the vicinity of the Turks and Caicos. And then right down there in the eastern Pacific, you can see the vorticity signature of Bonnie. And then the deep tropics between the Lesser Antilles and the Cabo Verde Islands. That's all nice and quiet for now, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for the remainder of the next several days. All right, well, that'll about do it for me for this morning. No need for a hurricane outlook and discussion later today. We covered everything we need to cover here this morning, and I'll probably do the same tomorrow morning on July the 4th. You all have a great rest of your weekend. I'll be back with you more tomorrow morning. I'm Mark Sudduth. This has been What's Up in the Tropics, and I'll do this again for you tomorrow.